and became friends. The first film I made with him was The Seventh Seal. And that film we had made as a drama production in the theatre, where I played the same part, the mute girl. So we played it in the theatre in the winter, and then in the summer he made the film. I am a rather silent person, so maybe he gave me those parts just because he knew me. I don't like to talk a lot, and I hate to talk in the telephone, for example. I prefer to listen, and I think the parts are very good. It's not bad at all to have a silent part. He thought I should be very slim. So he said, you have to lose weight. Okay, I said, and in 2 months I lost 8 kilos. And so I arrived to the set, and then he put on a huge stomach. So I said, why did I have to lose weight then? He wanted me to have this thin face. Well, it was good advice. I understood the girl immediately when I read the script, because she was a wild one and she was so rejected. She didn't have any love from anybody, and was very lonely. The feelings towards the daughter was, of course, she hated her. There was a bit of myself. I could think of myself, how I was when I was little. I had a 5-year younger sister, and she was so beautiful and she was so wonderful, and I thought it was very, very difficult to stand and to see everybody love my little beautiful sister. You have to try to find the real person in every part, as if it was a contemporary piece. I don't think people have changed very much. The feelings are very much the same. So you have to go for the truth. Maybe it's easier when it is a period film, because then you don't say, oh, look at that, the dresses or the hairdo, and in modern films you can always say, oh, that was made in the 50s. But in a period film, if it's well done, you don't see when it's made. If you compare film working with theatre, it's so wonderful to go out in the air and not to have to be inside, because you're inside. You're in a room in the house all the time when you work with theatre. So making a film, it's freedom. I love to make the exteriors. I went sick during the exteriors. I had a violent ache in my stomach. So they had to call for the ambulance, and so I went away to a small little hospital, and I had appendix. So they had to go on without me. Afterwards, they told me that I had said, no, you may not operate me before you have asked the director. There was only one scene left for me. I should run through the forest. So I went up too early and I ran through the forest, and so I had complications afterwards. It was thanks to that appendix that I met my husband, because he was a doctor. So I used to think of the Virgin Spring as a blessed film. That moment when she's raped, and to be witnessed there, it was a very difficult scene to play. Bergman thought it was necessary that I saw when they made that part of the sequence, so I know really what it was about. Well, it was one of the most difficult scenes for me to play. What was very valuable for me as a director and an actress too was to study him when he worked. I think what he taught me that was the most important thing was trust your intuition and trust yourself more than other people, because you know best what you are doing and what you want to do. And then when I was brave enough to want to make a film as a director, he was very encouraging. He said, "You are good. You trust yourself. You are going to do this fine." And I think that was all I needed to start. I think he meant very much to me. The most exciting thing after the premiere in Stockholm, it was shown in New York, and they wanted me to go to New York for the opening night in New York. And I was very nervous, and I had to go up and say a few things in front of the audience. But afterwards I met Woody Allen, and he said, "Do you know that I was lining up outside the theater," because he was of course a big Bergman admirer. And he said, "Oh, you went up and you were shaking. You were so nervous." And I felt so sorry for you. But what was wonderful was that he was lining up in the queue outside the theater.